Despite its immense critical acclaim and 2 Oscar wins out of 5 nominations including Best Picture, and an Academy Juvenile Award for Judy Garland's performance, MGM's The Wizard of Oz was not a box office smash like you might expect. Its true rise to popularity didn't come until it was first broadcast on CBS in 1956, a broadcast that was repeated in 1959 and subsequently became an annual tradition. But that means that throughout the 1940s and 1950s, we didn't see new Oz adaptations on the big screen. I'm not sure exactly why this is, but I'm guessing that World War II and the onset of the Cold War might have had something to do with it. The 40s was full of wartime propaganda films, and the 50s was the golden era of science fiction, so it's no surprise why there wouldn't necessarily be room for many new fantasy films, let alone Oz adaptations. The market wasn't ready for it, and wouldn't be for a good number of years. Meanwhile, a brand new medium known as television was making its way into more and more American homes. For the first time, people didn't have to leave their homes for news or entertainment, and this allowed for The Wizard of Oz to be discovered by a new generation of baby boomers, who would go on to make the next wave of Oz adaptations and spin-offs. But before all of that came Shirley Temple, child star from the golden age of Hollywood, who was actually the original choice to play Dorothy back in 1939. But it was decided that Judy Garland's vocal range could handle the songs a lot more effectively since she was older. Fast forward to 1960, where a now grown-up Shirley Temple hosted her own TV show called, amazingly enough, The Shirley Temple Show. The premiere episode was called The Land of Oz and was an adaptation of the second Oz book, The Marvelous Land of Oz. It stars Shirley Temple as Ozma/Tip, Ben Blue as the Scarecrow, Agnes Moorehead as Mombi, Sterling Holloway as Jack Pumpkinhead, Gil Lamb as the Tin Woodman, Jonathan Winters as Lord Nikidik, and Mel Blanc voicing the Sawhorse. That's right, we have Winnie the Pooh and Bugs Bunny in this thing. Oh, and Charles Foster Kane's mom. This adaptation feels a bit truncated since it was only an hour-long special. It doesn't help that the acting is very over-the-top and exaggerated, which is odd considering how many legendary Hollywood actors are in this thing. Overall, I find the end product to be kinda unappealing, and it's a little hard for me to articulate exactly why. One of the big reasons has to be that I tend to find adult women playing young boys to be really weird. I know that it's traditional for them to play Peter Pan on the stage, for example, but there's something about it that just doesn't work for me. Now, it doesn't bother me in the world of voice acting, where I know it's even more common because you can't see the person, but it's really painfully obvious here that Shirley Temple is not a boy when she's transformed from Ozma to Tip. Granted, she's not exactly a little girl either, but, you know. I wanted to like Jonathan Winters as Lord Nikidik more than I did, even though he wasn't in the book, although he was still my favorite character just because of how cartoonishly corrupt he is. Plus, he is murder happy. He just wants to kill everybody and anybody. But on the whole, I expect a lot more from the actors relative to their other work, especially Agnes Moorehead, who was in Citizen Kane. I don't know, maybe you'll enjoy it, but I don't really think it's worth it, especially since the people involved in it were capable of so much more. Why can't we have an adaptation of The Marvelous Land of Oz where the effort and the talent level match up more seamlessly? Wouldn't it be a million times better?